So Aqua gets his revenge in this latest episode of Ocean Ko, and in a way you don't really expect, because every time Aqua's had any really a sense of happiness, or he starts feeling like he's enjoying himself, especially in the entertainment industry, the boy breaks down. And ever since Ai's death when he was a baby, we know he's been on a path of revenge. And while he doesn't know exactly who it is he wants to kill, the ability to take what is he is a talented actor. He has the ability to be talented. He doesn't really have the ability to use what a lot of actors do, which is, if you need to cry for a scene, you think of things that genuinely hurt you. For Aqua, if he was to get angry or think of Ai's death, he would emotionally break down and have basically survivor's guilt, PTSD trauma, right? He would have no way of progressing. And by the end of the episode, we see what he is now doing. He can actually think of and do exactly what I just said. He thinks of Ai's death. He thinks of the murder. He thinks of the rage he feels. But rather than using it as a way of he's like, okay, I'm going to be this great actor. I'm going to enjoy acting. No, he's not allowed to. His existence, what he has now convinced himself. And I don't blame our boy for ultimately convincing him to do this, because at first he tried to be nice about it, trying to teach him that it's okay to be happy. But if he's not going to do that or be allowed to do that, there's only one answer, and that is to don't enjoy yourself to have fun. Don't enjoy yourself to think simply he's killing himself in a lot of ways. He's literally consuming himself and allowing him to surpass everyone. He wants to surpass Kana. He wants to surpass Akane. He wants to literally be the best damn actor in the world. Not because he wants to, be the best actor because then no one's better. No, because he will surpass everyone, and through getting any job in the world, he will be able to find Ai's killer and get the revenge that he so desperately wants. And by literally consuming himself, refusing to accept he's allowed to have happiness, to enjoy himself, and to be able to actually think of her death, because that moment, in the play, the death scene, right? This is what, if he was able to not lose himself thinking of that death, he would really be able to pull out some method acting there. And the idea of that rage, that feels like he's going up against Ai's killer because he's thinking of that, but he knows he doesn't deserve, or it's just to be able to get his revenge and actually feel like, oh my god, this is about to be the best actor in this world, but how long can he go for this style? Because eventually he's going to crash out, and hopefully Akane or whoever else is going to be around and knows the full picture are going to be enough to pull him back, because right now it's badass, but it can't last forever. Now, of course, I do have full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want to see my full link and thought to any of these Ocean Ko episodes, it's going to be over there exclusively. So fantastic once again. Literally the past month of this show has been pure peak. So the play in itself, I just wish I could experience. It is so well put together, and honestly, I love the reaction of the crowd. Their mouths were just collectively just on the floor, because there was some plot twists in this damn play. And honestly, I was excited. The biggest thing that I'm sure most of us walking in was what they were going to do for Kana, because they wanted to bring Kana out of her shell, right? But the idea that she's pretty much everyone's kind of taken the spotlight, and in that case, someone has to be basically the director to keep it all going with the flow. There's a moment in this episode that blew me away with the ad-libbing, and it's what Aqua does. So Aqua, master at what he's doing. The idea of, I had to rewind because I was like, wait a second. Because when they say, oh my god, he's back on script, I was like, what are you talking about? He's back on script. The idea of when they started ad-libbing and really throwing a wrench into what the direction of the play, and Kana was just confused, oh my god, but it was so good. The idea of naturally pulling stuff off the cuff and just performing something that doesn't feel like it was thought up on the fly, and then how easily they transition back to the main dialogue that was in the script. You can't tell it was ad-libbed. I literally had to rewind to figure out where it went back on script, because the whole thing felt like just one cohesive sentence and just performance in general. But the idea of Kana, it's interesting. I didn't even think of this, but it's so brilliant how they allowed her to shine as a star, because for her, child prodigy, and honestly, I blame the mom above all else, but we'll get to that in a second. But child prodigy, told she's the best, and was in these beautiful, bright, happy things, and then eventually her talents got shifted into the more like she's very good at crying and being sad. And then, as we see, she got pushed further and further away from the entertainment industry. But the idea of allowing her to once again shine and give her that spotlight, don't give her the sad, soft, somber stuff. Let her pop out like a sunshine after a cloudy day. And that's literally what they did. And the number of animation styles they gave us for so many different things, but specifically her, whatever that beautiful art direction was, one of the coolest things they've ever done in this show. But it is sad because, like, at the end of the day, I don't think her mom's like a bad person. Like, there's very few people on Earth. Like, if we take the billions of people on Earth, there's millions, but that's still a small packet of people that truly don't deserve happiness. And this mom, if she was able to redeem herself, you know, get restarted, excellent, proud of her. But you can't put your hopes and dreams on your kid and then start crashing out. Like, I'm not surprised the husband decided to find someone else. I'm gonna be honest. Like, the mom literally crashed out, and, you know, it sucks to be her, but Jesus, not a good parent at all. But I love how they're able to collectively, with the ad-libbing and just the acting in general. Like, for us, we're watching an anime, so these are all 2D drawn characters. But the expressions and the animation actually helps us feel like we're a part of the play. Well, not part of the play, but the crowd watching the play, and it just all comes out such beautifully. And honestly, like, I don't even... Like, this is one of those things where it's definitely amplified for us, so a lot of the effects feel even better than it would than the people in the crowd, because we're watching drawings, so they can really go crazy. But a lot of it really does feel like it was just a really well put together set. Like, I don't even know how they did the blood effects when Akane got killed and everything. Like, it just looked so cool. And like what is the blood effects that they were doing in that one scene? Like, the last time we saw this direction in terms of art was when they were rehearsing in like the changing room, when everyone really started realizing that people were popping off. It's like jelly being thrown rather than your like traditional blood effect. Just really cool stuff. But between Kana's like redemption and letting her break out of her shell and go back to that acting that she excels at, beautiful, hopeful, optimistic, to then Truck-kun sideswiping us, basically showing that Aqua is the best damn actor he can be right now. And he is going to excel, but how long can that rage really keep him going before he crashes out? On one hand, he has Akane, who is really encouraging the murder plotline, but is that really the healthy relationship he needs right now? Probably not. I don't know where we go, but exciting stuff. Now, of course, those are my feelings. Let me know what you're thinking down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Sebastian Price, Jewel, Dude, James DeBest, Eris Katras, Amy, and we also have Alcium. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.